Welcome back, art students. Ready for this week's art lesson?
Robin in the rain, what a saucy fellow. Robin in the rain, mind your socks of yellow. Run.
Have you noticed that all the robins have returned? In this week's art lesson, we will create our very own Robin in the Rain. For this week, we will use a black Sharpie, orange, brown, black, pink, and green crayons, watercolor paints, a paintbrush, a cup for water, and a paper towel to catch any drips. Okay, let's begin. Let's start first with our robin. We've got our top, our bottom, and our middle. We're going to start with the robin's head just a little bit in the middle, a little bit off to the side. One straight line. Now we're going to make a curved line there. Up and over. This will be the beak. The back of the bird, we're going to make one straight line from this corner in the direction of the corner, the bottom of your paper. One straight line and stop. We want to leave a little space at the bottom for our branch. Okay. Next, let's make the robin's orange belly. Okay, to help us here, we're going to make a little dot here to help us to know where we will make our rounded belly stop. I've left a little line at the bottom. Okay, so touching the front of its head, rounded line down and back to that dot we made. Good. Above this line, we're going to make our beak. One straight line out and one straight line in. Let's make our robin's eye. One circle next to the beak. Now for the robin's tail. We have one straight line here. We're going to make sort of a triangle shape. And then close your shape here. Good. And let's give our robin tail 3 little tail feathers. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now for our robin's wing. We've got the robin's head and the back of its head here where this line is. We're going to make a rounded curved line to the back of its straight line here. Okay. Curved line back to our straight line. Very good. Now our robin is missing only its feet. And for its feet, first we'll make the robin's legs. The robin has 2 legs. 1, 2. And we'll give the robin 3 feet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right. Now we're going to make the branch that the robin is sitting on. It's a spring branch with some new spring buds. You may choose to make a straight branch, or maybe you'll choose to make a branch that comes up. It's your choice. I'm going to make a branch that's going to go right underneath the robin's body, and I'm going to make my branch come up. The important part here is that my branch touches the bottom of my robin's feet. So he's not flying, he's just sitting, he's resting on the branch. Okay, so I'm going to start at the edge of my paper, and I'll just draw my straight line. It can be a little bumpy, that's all right. And I'm going to come up to my feet. There, I'm touching. And maybe I'll come up this way. Good. Okay. Next, our branches are not very skinny like this, so we're going to make our branches a little wider. So just under that first line that you made, you'll make another line that's just going to run right next to it. Good. And a few twigs. This one will start here and I'll come up. Another line next to it. Come up. Good. Let's make another twig down here. If you like, you may make as many twigs that come out with blossoms. To make our blossoms, we're going to start with the little blossom stem, and the stem will come up. Another small line next to it, and you will make a rounded, curved line at the top. Close your shape, and now take your marker and make 3 little lines. 1, 2, 3, and a dot. 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right, let's make another blossom here. We've got our blossom stem, curved line, close your shape. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's go down here and give this branch a curved line for our stem and our blossom. Close your shape. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good. And let's take this one here. Rounded line, close your shape. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now you may choose to make as many blossoms as you like. Okay, next we're going to shade in our robin. And you know it's a robin by the beautiful orange belly. So let's start with the belly of the robin. Find your orange. Okay, now to know what shape I'm going to shade in, I'm going to trace that shape so I don't get going too fast and accidentally color in parts that are not supposed to be orange, like the wing or the tail or maybe outside the body. So I'm going to trace the shape that I'm going to shade in orange. I'm going to first start with this line here. That's the bottom of the head. And then the belly. And this wing line. Good. Okay, so I'm only going to shade in orange in this space. Okay, now we want to press hard. So when we are painting, there are no white spots. And if we paint over the crayon, with the watercolor, it will just run right off. I'm pressing hard and I'm staying right inside that shape. There, I pressed very hard. And that shape is now shaded in. Okay, now let's shade in our beak. We're going to press down hard with our yellow crayon. We're going to shade in his beak there. Very good. Okay. Next, let's trace our bird. Now, our robins aren't exactly brown in color. They're sort of a grayish brown. So I'm going to trace first in my black. Here's my wing. So I'm shading in my robin with black, and I'm going to go over my black with a little brown to give it a little more definition. And all those white spots, if I fill it in with a little bit of brown, it really looks like feathers. Very good. Okay, we've done the robin's wing. Let's do the robin's head next. Okay, so I'm going to trace the shape that we're going to color. Color in its eye really dark. You're back and forth coloring and trying to stay inside the shape of the head. If you go outside the shape of the head, just slow down. And now our brown over the black. Very good. And next, his tail. Trace first with your crayon, then shade in your shape. First with your black, and next with your brown. Very good. So now we've done the head, the wing, and the tail. Next we will shade in our cherry blossom branch. Using brown, we're going to shade in this branch here. Now my branch is sort of growing this way, so I'm going to do back and forth coloring all the way up. If I went this way, it would take me a very long time and it would be hard to stay inside that shape. So I'm going to start at the very edge, pressing hard. I'm going to shade in just the main big branch. Okay, there's the main branch. Next, this long twig that we made here. One, and this long twig that we made down here. Two. Next, we will shade in our stems green. One, two, and down here, one, two. Now perhaps you made more, and that's just fine. And our cherry blossom here will be pink. Okay, so we're shading in our pink. All right, our robin is shaded in and our branch is shaded in. Next, we're going to make our rain. Okay, so I have my white crayon and we're going to make our rain now. Now the rain is falling from the sky and it's falling down in this motion. It's hard to see, but sometimes I hold my paper up just to get a little bit of glare from the light and I can see where my crayon is on my paper. So you might need to do that every once in a while to see where you've put your white crayon. So you can put as many raindrops as you like. For The one that I've done as an example, there are lots to look at. And I just, goodness, there must be 100. It's really raining in that picture. So I'm going to do the same here. So for my rain, I'm just going to make lines down. And I'm going to start at the top of my paper. And then I'm going to come down, sort of going down in rows, all the way down from one side all the way to the other. Some can be short, some can be long. I'm really just filling in all this space because when we add our watercolor paint, the watercolors will go right off of our raindrops and it will really look like we've got a nice rainy picture. Let me see where we are. Okay. I see a couple spots that need some raindrops. I want to make mine very rainy. All right. And some down here because the rain is falling down. It's going over our robin and behind our robin, and it's going underneath our branch. So my rain will go just behind the branch there. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's shade in the background. And I chose blue because it's a very nice rain color. Now my brush is pretty dry, so I'm going to need to get that wet so it's ready to go. Looks like there we go. Give it a little tap. Now we need to wake up my blue color. And I'm just simply going to push that wet watercolor down my paper. Okay. Oh, look, now you can see right wherever I put the white crayon, the paint is just running right off of it. Now if you're painting and your paintbrush is feeling dry on your paper, just give it another dip in your paint. Make sure you take your paint and go all the way to the edges of your paper so we are covering, shading in the whole space. Now when I get close to my robin, I'm going to try hard not to go over. It's okay if I do because we know that the crayon, the watercolors will not stick. Underneath my robin. Go behind my branches and my cherry blossom. Okay, I've done the top. Now let's do underneath the branch. I've got a puddle of water here, so I'm going to push that puddle so it's not so wet in one spot. This paint will really go quite far when it's wet. Okay, I have shaded in my background. All right, so with my paintbrush, I'm going to get off some of the wetness here and the paint. I'm going to dip it back into my blue, and I'm going to make sort of darker raindrops using my blue. and the raindrops are falling down. So I can have fun with this and I can just make my drops come down all the way to the bottom. There. And there you have your very own Robin in the Rain. See you next time. Bye.